For Off the Block, I'm Vang Lopes, and we are now joined by George Mason head coach Jay Hosack. After leading his team to the EIVA championship match, they swept Harvard earlier this afternoon up in Happy Valley. And Coach, how were you guys able to get the victory tonight against a good Harvard team?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Harvard. They had a great season, and they worked so hard all year long, and they're the only team that we have beaten in the EIVA this year. They swept both matches from us earlier, so we knew that coming in tonight it was going to be a dogfight, and we had some work to do. So, I think we scouted them pretty well. I think we knew what they were going to run, and our guys just executed well. And that first game, the score I think was 25-11. And I think that kind of took a little wind out of their sails, but. For the most part, we just kept pressing forward, and good things happened.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about one player in particular, Paco Velez. 5 aces tonight. He was ripping it from the line. You know, was there any strategy going into the match in terms of you telling him where to set or where to go, or was that just him being himself and really taking advantage of some opportunities?
You know, Paco's been. We as a team have been really struggling with serving all year long, and I keep preaching to the guys just. Keep trusting the process. Keep trusting your routine. You know, just go through everything that you've been doing in practice and let the chips fall. And Paco tonight had a great night. He had 5 aces. He didn't hit very well. He hit 120, but he did a lot of other things really well. He blocked a few balls and served really well. And he's a great spark plug for our guys. So no, I don't think we necessarily were telling him to go anywhere specific. I think we were just telling him, hey, go through your routine and throw it up and give it a rip.
Yeah, and we talked about Velez. He had 11 kills. Also, Christian Mylas also had 11 kills. Hit 700 on the night. Can you just talk about his development this season and how he was able to be so successful tonight offensively?
Well, Christian was a libero, I think, last year, and I came in the season looking at him and thinking, he's got a really nice arm. I don't know why we can't use him on the outside, and so. He kind of took the ball and ran with it this year. And he had some struggles here and there, but for the most part, he does a lot of little things really well. He's a pretty well-rounded player. And, Christian, I just look at him and go, hey, man, you're a spark plug. Just go out there and make it happen and lead your team to victory. And, yeah, 7-14, that's not bad. 11 kills, 1 error, and 14 strength. I'll take that any time.
Yeah. And, Coach, you look at your team this season. I do want to ask you about the overall depth because, you have a player in Jack Wilson who a week ago he was having 20-plus kills against Penn State and then, obviously didn't play too much tonight. But how valuable is that for you as a coach just to have so many offensive options to go to?
Sure, it's not a bad place to be. Jack and Paco all year long have been kind of flip-flopping back and forth. One of them will have an off night and the other one will step in and have a great night, and then the other time the other one will start and maybe he's had a great night, we let him roll for a couple of matches, and then maybe he slows down a little bit, we put the other guy in. So, I know a lot of teams, A, have that kind of an option, and B, a lot of teams wish they had that kind of option, and we're pretty lucky that we got 2 guys that, can step up when the other one's maybe, slipping a little bit. So, Jack and Paco are both great kids. They both knew that the time was going to be split this year, and they both said at the beginning, hey, Coach, we don't care, we just want what's best for the team. And we trust your decision, and that's the kind of team that you want. Those are the kind of players you want, and I couldn't be more proud of my guys.
And Coach, I want to ask you 2 questions, kind of about experience. First, starting with the players. Last year they were able to make it to the EIVA tournament, made it to the finals. How much do you feel as a coach that experience kind of helped them in preparation for this week?
Well, I think it plays a lot. Penn State, has been here an awful lot in a row, and. They kind of have that been there, done that. They know what to expect. They know the feelings to expect, and they know how to fight through that. And our guys made it to the finals last year. I'm not sure what their mentality was going in, but I think the mental shift this year is why not us? Why can't we be the team that everybody in the EIDA fears? And it's been that way for the last 12 matches. I think we won in a row, and. The guys have really bought into what we're trying to accomplish as a program. We're trying to change a culture. We're trying to change, who the top teams are. We want to be recognized in the country, and we wanted to go into this thing with, with eyes wide open and our hands, you know, and feet and knees and elbows and faces and everything bloody because we're working hard. And that's really what they've done. They just worked hard all year long to become a team that they can be proud of at the end of the day when they look back on their work and say, yeah, we accomplished that.
And, you know, one of the interesting things with the way the EIVA tournament is, it being in one location, is your players are going to have a lot of time at Penn State. I know you guys arrived, I believe, on Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll be here until Saturday, and it's kind of similar, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of similar to an NCAA tournament experience that you would have. And I want to know, from your time at Penn State, has that helped you at all in terms of just kind of structure this trip and getting them ready for the game and getting them ready for the finals? Just that time you had at the NCAA tournament, kind of knowing the long haul at one venue?
Yeah, you know, that's a really good point. I think it always helps when you have somebody that has been there and knows what to look for, the pitfalls to watch out for, knows about, you know, scheduling and trying to, you know, give them as much time to rest and get prepared and not make it so scattered. I think that definitely helps. And the guys, you know, they just look at me and go, hey, what are we doing? And I go, hey, here's the base schedule. And, you know, there's not a lot of second guessing. They just kind of go, yeah, he knows what he's doing, and we move forward. And, you know, and a lot of times, you know, there are moments that you have to adapt. There's been a few times this year where maybe, you know, the bus isn't really on time, or, you know, maybe the serve and pass has been bumped around a little bit timing-wise. And you just kind of look at the guys and go, hey, it's not that big of a deal. We're going to be fine. And I think it's the way you present it to them, and I think they responded really well. So, yeah, guys in general, you know, our team is just one of those teams that, you know, they've been such sponges all year long for all this information and all this knowledge and all this ability that they've been able to create themselves that they literally, I tell them, hey, you're going to run through this brick wall for me, and they all go, okay, they run through the brick wall, then they come around the other side, and they go, where's the next brick wall, coach? We're ready to go. And that's what you want as a coach. That's the culture that you try to create. And I believe we've done a really nice job. And I told my guys, win, lose, or draw this Saturday. I don't care who we play. I don't prefer one team or the other. But win, lose, or draw this season, in my eyes, is a victory.